I'm Pherson with the Post Bulletin here in Rochester, Minnesota, and this is the Clash 11 Selection Show. Tonight joining me are Steve Elwood, the lead recruiter for the Clash, and Jason Bryant with Amateur Wrestling News, the boys who are going to be breaking down these brackets. But we're going to jump right into it this year, and we're going to start off with Bracket A. The top seed in Bracket A, St. Michael Albertville. And meeting them in the first round, the 8th seed, Kimball area, also out of Minnesota. A couple of Minnesota teams clashing right away in the first round. The 5 seed in Bracket A, Lake Stevens, Washington, and the 4 seed, Collins Hill, Georgia. A lot of Georgia teams here this year, boys. And the number 3 seed, Blue Springs, Missouri, and the number 6 seed, Port Washington, Wisconsin. Number 7 seed, going to meet a 2 seed right off the bat, Rochester Mayo, hometown team. And the 2 seed in Bracket A, Oak Park and River Forest, Illinois. We kick it right to the boys over here. They can break down this bracket for you.
Well, Jason, let me take a shot at this right away. St. Michael Albertville just finished wrestling here at the Christmas tournament. Did an amazing job. They had 10 place winners here and 2 champions. Finished in first place, dethroned Apple Valley. Casson finished in I think they finished third,
yeah.
Point and a half behind Apple Valley. But Dan LaFave has a very tough team. Tommy Thorne is probably his most high-profile wrestler. I think they deserve that number 1 seed.
Yeah, after the performance here at the Christmas tournament, you know, it came down to the last
Right.
little bit. It's like, what are these seeds determined by this tournament? It's no less than 20 minutes ago. So it makes it an exciting tournament. It makes for an exciting clash. And what you're also going to see, you talk about team depth. Oak Park River Forest only really has 1 nationally ranked kid, but they're top to bottom deep. They are a quintessential dual meet team. I think this format really suits them well. Also nationally ranked in this field, Blue Springs, Missouri. And the traveling crew from Collins Hill, Georgia, those guys have been everywhere this year. They have more frequent flyer miles than I do.
We need to give a shout out to the new team in this bracket. It'll be Port Washington, Wisconsin. They're north of Milwaukee, about 15 miles.
All right, boys, so that's Bracket A. We're going to jump right into Bracket B after this. All right, so we're ready to unveil Bracket B. Start right away at the top, the 1 seed, Brandon, Florida. The 8 seed, Burnsville, Minnesota. The 5 seed, Prior Lake, Minnesota. The 4 seed, Jefferson, Georgia. More of that Georgia influence. Marist, Illinois. The 3 seed, sorry. The 6 seed, Rapid City, Central, South Dakota. The 7 seed, Thompson, Alabama. And the 2 seed in Bracket B, Simley, Minnesota. Boys, what do you know about this bracket?
Well, Brandon, Florida, one of the most notable teams nationwide. They had the streak that went on for pretty much 500 decades. Russ Cozart has been there, has produced guys. Kevin Nordstrom, one of the top-ranked wrestlers in the country, Virginia Tech signee. They're more than just about the streak. They put tournament teams, big teams. They've been to the Clash the last several years since their streak was broken. So now there's no more dual meet problems. They're coming out, they're challenging people. Simley, the number 2 seed here, finished 4th at the Minnesota Christmas Tournament, ranked 11th nationally. Marist coming in with a pretty solid dual meet team, ranked 28th in the nation. They're the number 10 seed overall, the 3rd seed here in this bracket. Thompson, Alabama, welcome them. They got a good kid named Nick Hall. Keep an eye out on him. He is the 14th ranked wrestler at 152 pounds, and a little bit more Minnesota influence in there.
Yeah, very good, Jason. I like my sleeper in this bracket. I like Marist, Illinois. I think they're going to give Simley all they want in the 2nd round, and I think they're going to give Brandon a heck of a duel.
Whoever does get through to see Brandon, I think that's kind of assumed that Brandon's going to get through. But
that's true.
The winner of Simley, we just saw Simley wrestle here at the Christmas tournament in Minnesota, and not their best showing. Right. I don't know that they're at 100% yet, but they're close. So who knows what those...
Yeah, by the way, Jake Short got OW here at the Christmas tournament.
Cole. Brady Burge. Don't you forget Brady Burge. But we'll move right on. We're going to move on to Bracket C. We're ready for Bracket C. The number 1 seed in Bracket C, Apple Valley, Minnesota. The number 8 seed, Arrowhead Union, Wisconsin. Number 5 seed, Paris, South Dakota. Facing the number 4 seed, Boundbrook, New Jersey. The number 3 seed, Kearney, Missouri. The number 6 seed, Hastings, Minnesota. Number 7, Sabroda, Mazeppa, Minnesota. And the number 2 seed in Bracket C, Montini Catholic, Illinois. Boys, What can you tell me about this bracket?
Interesting enough, the top 2 seeds both have 3 nationally ranked wrestlers. Everybody knows about how tough Apple Valley and Montini have been historically. You know, Izzy Martinez brings a really rough and tumble team to the Clash every year. Always a fun group to be around, especially when they're in heated competition. Bound Brook, New Jersey. Hey, what exit? They're coming here. I can say that. I'm from the East Coast. I can get away with it. I spent a lot of time on the Jersey Shore. Snooki and JWoww not included, but Pierre, South Dakota in there. Arrowhead Union. Of course, we got the Minnesota flavor. Hastings, a traditional power in Minnesota. They've been coming to the Clash for years, so I really like this bracket.
Yeah, nice to get Zambroda Mazeppa back in the Clash. They rescued this tournament during a bad winter storm about 3 years ago. They entered right at the last moment. They really performed well, put up 2 wins, I believe, and nice to have them back in here. Nice to get the South Dakota team back in here, Pierre, and Apple Valley, brand new coach this year. We should say that Jim Jackson and Bill Demery no longer lead up that team. Dalen Wasman is the head coach, and their superstar, Mark Hall.
Freshman.
Got 5 pins this weekend.
Freshman.
Yep, freshman.
Freshman. Wow.
And Valley too, we should mention that we don't know where they're going to be at with their guy. I mean, they did very well here this weekend at the Christmas tournament. Got 2nd place, missing 2 starters.
That's
So
right.
I mean, if those guys are in, all of a sudden Valley's a team to be reckoned with again at this tournament. And we know Montini's always, every time they come here they do well. And like you said, Zambroda, it's awesome to get them in. Link Steffen rounded up his boys and got them down here on a day's notice to compete in this tournament one year when there was that terrible storm. So. Yeah, I love the variety in this bracket. A couple new teams in this bracket too. So
That's right.
that's bracket C. So we're jumping into bracket D. The number 1 seed in bracket D, Carl Sandburg, Illinois. The number 8 seed in bracket D, Forest Lake, Minnesota. The number 5 seed in bracket D, Green Valley High School, Nevada. Number 4, Pope, Georgia. 3, Vacaville, California, team that's been here every time. Owatonna, Minnesota is the 6th seed, facing off against Vacaville. Number 7 seed, Corona del Sol, Arizona. Number 2 seed, Casson Manorville, who was mightily protested by Mr. Elwood. We'll kick it over to him. Tell us, what do you think of this bracket?
Well, this is an interesting bracket. Somewhere along during this class, I thought we had to get at least 1 Illinois team that deserved a number 1 seed, and there was a lot of argument. Carl Sandburg ends up taking it. Eric Siebert brings his team here for, I believe, the 5th time. He's a 2-time Clash champions, back-to-back. I believe it was Clash 3 and 4. And they have a heck of a dual team, so I think we're real happy with them as the number 1 seed. Casson Manorville, like you were saying, they had 6 finalists at this championship we watched.
A lot of
That's a
star
lot.
power here.
Yeah.
5 champs.
5 champs.
That's more than any other school.
Right. Yeah.
That was more than double. Apple Valley
Right.
and STMA, 2 champs apiece.
That's right.
5 champs from Castle Manorville. I mean, that's a duel.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun to watch when we get to
The
that.
question is,
And
what
the
did
one
that
that
dual
look
final.
lost, the one that lost was a 1 seed as well.
That's right. Yeah, the question is, what do they look like in a dual format? It's hard to tell. They wrestled Apple Valley earlier this year and they took a 20-point loss, so we'll see what they look like in 2 weeks. I think we need to give a shout out to 2 brand new teams, Green Valley High School out of Nevada, glad to welcome them, and another tough team out of Georgia, Pope, glad to have them here at the Clash.
And with Pope, you're going to see the number 1 ranked wrestler in the country at 182 pounds. Glenn Brooks Clemens, you've seen him in the finals at Fargo. He's going to wrestle for a Minnesota native, Joel Sherrod, at the Air Force Academy next year. This kid is built like a tank, and I think Minnesota fans are going to like watching him wrestle.
Who do you guys think is going to come out on top? This is out every year for a dual tournament. This doesn't get any better, but who do you think has their hand raised at the end of this one?
All right, I'll take a shot at it. I think any one of 6 teams can win this thing. I'm going to go with the most experienced team, the team that treats this like it's a Super Bowl, Apple Valley, Minnesota. When they come at full strength, I think they're the team to beat.
Steve really not known for going out on a limb, basically, but
Fishing.
I really like Apple Valley, but what I saw out of St. Michael Albertville this weekend, they're really going to be tough to look at. And Brandon, in a lot of ways, is really an unknown because they're down in Florida. They've pretty much ruled the roost. Most of the time, they've been challenged in state by South Dade, Novito in the past. But it's kind of hard to see where they're going to match up. Complete style differences when you come up here to Minnesota. I've lived several places around the country, and including down south.
Because you're always kicked out of wherever. Right?
Yeah, the statute of limitations will soon expire, so I might be able to go back to Hillsborough County and check out Russ Cozart's team. You know what? I want to lean towards Apple Valley because I know they had that solid win over Casson a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I'm going to have to go with St. Michael Albertville.
So we got a homer, and we got a guy who was just influenced by what he saw a couple minutes ago.
How about you?
So I'm gonna go. I mean, if you guys are gonna go that
He's
way,
going Rochester Mayo.
Casson.
no, come on. I'll go Brandon, Florida. How
Nice.
about that?
All right.
All right.
I'm not gonna listen to Jason because I know he's an expert.
I'm not from Minnesota either,
I know,
so I
I
don't care.
But I'll go with
I'm not
Brandon,
on the
Florida. I'll go with
payroll
Brandon,
of
Florida. You know, it's. I think they treat this more bigger than you guys maybe think they do. You know, just talking to their. I did a feature the first year that they came up here, and they knew what this was. They knew what this event was. So I think they've gotten their feet wet up here now, and they know what kind of competition you're going to see from day one all the way through. So I'll go with Brandon, Florida. Obviously, the two Minnesota teams are going to be fun to watch, and I know you love everybody from Illinois.
Sleeper team, Carl Sandberg, Montini, either one of those.
You're backpedaling already. You're trying to cover your base. But I picked Apple Valley, but then you're going to be at the tournament. You know, I told you that Montini
said
was
one
my
of the
sleeper.
six.
Come on.
All right, boys, you got to be
Never
quiet.
going on
You
Olympic
guys got to be
style.
quiet. I know people don't like you, so we're going to shut this one down. That is the Clash Selection.
All right. See you in
Clash
2 weeks.
Selection Show 11. See you guys in a couple weeks.